Hey everyone, and welcome to a new Let's Play. This is for Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Yeah. You're probably all expecting a bit of another open world game for me. Well, I've been thinking, ever since I started my channel, I've been kind of wanting to do this game, but I just put it off for various reasons. I thought it was about time I did it, so I didn't actually get this game when it originally came out, so I didn't even know it existed. I really didn't. And let's be honest, when it comes to mystery and solving and mystery games, there's always something that games miss. You know, there's always some very critical aspect that they lack. This is one of those games, luckily, that has what you want from it. And in my opinion, maybe a little bit more, which is really kind of nice. So I've actually played this game a couple of times because, depending on the outcome of the cases that Sherlock does, you know, whatever, they can actually affect, because there's almost like a trophy thing. There's like a game trophy for the type of like persona that, in the reputation that you get as Sherlock Holmes, and it sort of develops over the course of the cases. There's 6 cases, so excuse me. So each are quite unique. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they're a bit more challenging as you go on, for obvious reasons, because they get a bit more intricate. There's some puzzles. There is a few quick time events in this game that I recall, and they really are, you know, you actually got to be paying attention, and they can actually affect the outcome of the case. So this came out, I think, and I'm happy to be corrected, I think based on when I saw the copyright thing for, what was it, Focus Home, whatever it is, that were involved in this game, it was 2014, I think. So, yeah, I think this is, yeah, about 2014, so it still looks good. It sounds good. Actually plays quite well. It definitely goes true. You know, it definitely shows a lot of aspects. Now, a lot of you who know about Sherlock Holmes will probably know it from, you know, the whole folklore legend with, you know, and even though he's a character for a book, his name has become so synonymous with crime solving, detective work within itself. You know, you know, I almost say the legend of crime fighting, not just in England but around the world in that sense, but more so in England, for obvious reasons. But because I mean, I like how Sherlock Holmes, like, I watch the programs, all this sort of stuff, and this game, in my opinion, really shows off those aspects of his personality, of the way he does things. You know, you have to work things out, look for little clues. You have to. You figure out people and all that. It's actually really amazing. You can do all sorts of interesting things. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this. So, yeah. If you're into my channel, you should know I play games with a story. I like to explore, read, and collect as much as I can, which is going to be very much necessary and appropriate in this game. So, yeah, I will. If there's any little tips I can give, I will do so. I've forgotten most of them. I know there's 6 cases. I would have a look and still, you know, just counted, just... yeah, they feel longer than they are. But anyway, without further ado, let's begin a new game. So, yes, I do. I don't know what that's all about, but... oh yeah, frogwares, god damn it. The Fate of Black Peter. Oh, I've got to remember. There's so many little things in this. I've got to actually remember all these. Oh god. I might have to adjust the mic occasionally just a little, just to don't talk way too loudly. I've got to remember. There's so many little intricate things I've got to remember in this game. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's get started.
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Damn.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good.
True.
Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone, then.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Okay, open casebook. Oh, you have to bear with me as I remember. It's been... I played this twice. I played it twice. This was... God, must have been 2 years after it came out. Which makes it about 3-4 years ago-ish I played this, so... yeah, after... okay, everything's good. Alright, so it does record most of that. Investigate the murder. Okay. If I recall correctly, we can... yeah, we can analyze those sorts of things. Can we analyze any of these? Oh, yeah, get out the noise of those things. Whoa. Oh, yeah, so we can actually look those things up. Good for any history. Yep. Things being weird. Oh, God. Come on. No, don't be... I know the graphics may not look brilliant, but it's the story and... you know, the whole process that what counts in this sort of game, so... Let me just, oh, screw it. How do we... ah, there we go. What the... why did that not just... okay, can we just... why did that not... do we have to get dressed first? I'm totally lost. Not gonna telescope. Oh, we probably have to get dressed first. That's the point. That would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? Wardrobe. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. Suits. I'm seeing what I think would suit him most. Now, quite official, but yeah. No light suit. I'd say the grey or possibly brown suit. Yeah, that looks very Sherlock Holmesy, to be honest. Oh, why can I not sit? Oh, of course, I have to use certain ones, don't you, with these? God damn it! Wait, where's the? What the hell? Casual suit. Is this the? Wait. Oh, hang on. I think it's one of those where. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, okay, so it does keep it. That's cool. I think that's what I mean. I haven't played this game for quite a few years, so there's certain obviousness to things that are just gonna escape from me. So, God. Okay, now will it actually go this time? Yep. Why? What the? Why are you not? What? What the hell? That's... What in the hell? Oh, because I'm going... Captain Numpty here, don't worry. Duh! Oh, God. Well, at least we're dressed. That's the important thing. Oh, God's sake. Oh, dear. Now, as you notice, if you're not really aware of Sherlock Holmes that much, you haven't watched any of the programs, but one of the things like with deductions, there is not, if my memory serves me correctly, when you first meet a person, like a new person you don't know before, then there's like a thing where there's a button, if I remember correctly with a quick time limit, when you can actually, quickly have a, well, in our eyes it's quick, in his it's in a split second. You can look all over the person's body and figure out all sorts of very minor details that'll build up a good, decent understanding of that person before they've even had a chance to talk to him. But I think I have to press a certain button, so we'll have to test that a little bit. So that's my memory of it. It could be in. We'll probably get shown it anyway. Hopefully the tutorial still shows it for me. Anyway, it's really cool actually. At least I think so.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Of course you are. And this is a little. Ooh, I forgot how very oh God. Let me just. This is. Okay. Anything obvious I haven't seen?
Mr. Holmes?
Being respectful, but it's like, why do you here?
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Certainly does. Just make sure we don't miss anything. This is really one of those games where there is, the smallest things can make quite a difference in solving cases. They really can. So it's good to look and try and find literally, if you can find every little bit of evidence, no matter how small, it is really important, because they can actually mean a difference between convicting different suspects. So I'm sure most of you who play this game know that, but those who haven't, it's fine letting you know. That's good to find all the evidence anyway.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
There we go. One more. Yes, there we go.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Okay. I'm going through the obvious things, and now I'm going to go with well, what if, you know, or so, you know, tell me about this?
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and, oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. We lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Okay.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Okay, oh, so, okay, never mind. I wasn't sure whether, I can't, I know there's a point where we have to actually, oh no, that'd be later on, I think. Okay.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
He's got a keen eye. Oh crap. Pilgrimage. Yep, because of the cross and everything.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
I just notices all the small
Thank
details.
you, madam.
And this is the one thing, right, is that you get to learn extra details, because if you find all those things you just saw, it's really kind of quite important, because you can find little extra details, or, you know, you can surmise new and interesting details that could really lead somewhere in the case. So, I mean, you'll get the opportunity to ask stuff, but it won't always be that critical. So we're gonna make sure we have a look around the place first. What's important? Even if it doesn't look important, just have a quick glance. Doesn't. Of course, they'll say that I moved straight to a stupid hole, which would be about right with me. Okay, let's focus. Okay. Just making sure we haven't missed anything. Okay. Oh, and actually look at the crime scene, I believe.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Good, thank you.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, Good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Okay, so we're gonna have to pick the lock, are we? Charming. Give me. Didn't say anything. Notice in the detail. Alright.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
True enough.
What a terrible way to die.
Yeah, that kind of really sucks, doesn't it? Okay, let us begin.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps. Harpoons for hunting whales. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. The ship's log.
Okay, objects of interest. Why am I not?
The ship's log.
Oh. Okay, I thought I might be able to zoom on that a little bit better, but whatever. Okay, to find that.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
I know what we're going to be doing to those.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Let's try and rotate this a little bit.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Okay, let's... The other way. No. Ah. Okay, just about. There we are.
Yes. This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
He can use images from his own memory and knowledge to construct little pictures and fragments like that.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Anything else I need to examine just quickly? Whoop.
Dundee. Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
Obviously. It helps us in our knowledge.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
I'd say it's a fairly obvious way to put it. Try to see if I can find anything that we need to miss any. Nope, I thought we might be able to open that.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Abbreviations, okay, and numbers or coordinates.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Okay. Look. Don't worry about that. It's alright, we'll work a few things.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Well, it'd have to be to keep him there, to be honest.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
Maintained himself well, it would seem.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Okay. To the wall. Book. Okay. What? Enough info yet, that's fine. Oop. Like an ambush. Must be made tonight to see if the breaking attempt will be repeated. Yeah.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Let's see if I can speak through again.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, well, at least she knew about that sort of stuff. Okay, whoop. Alright, Lestrade. Let's have a chat about the situation, shall we?
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Catch him in the act. Okay. I assume we're going to have to wait. So where are we going to be waiting? We had to wait somewhere, but I can't remember where it was. It took me a while to find it, I must admit. So we wait?
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Okay. Right, let's catch this thief in the act, or attempted thief. Oh.
Shh! Did you hear that?
Oh yeah.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there!
Well, make sure you're in the cabin before you say that, Lestrade. Goodness sake.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
There's a lot more to this than it first seems. Okay. Smoker. Okay. Alright. Well, it's just about actually going through these and see if there's actually anything. Never know what you can. No, tin box. Can. Okay. We've got to find out what's going on with those logbooks as well.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Cool.
Thank you.
All ready for us? Excellent. Well done, Lestrade. Okay.
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Ah. Decently well made one, but also well used. Handkerchief.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
From R. Dawson to my friend and partner, 1883.
And partner, 1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Okay. I suppose I can go. Question him shortly. I want to go on see if we can find those things out. So we got a more complete picture. So in question, there's no gaps in it. I think that would be a rather sensible thing to do. Oops.
This is where I keep my post.
Hitting. Dawson, Nelligan are bankrupt. No, Dawson Nelligan Investment Fund bankrupt. Nelligan missing. The Dawson Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio, and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, as bankruptcy was the second largest on record. Liquidation of the company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was the last seen aboard his Europe, preparing for his departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted for by both police and his creditors. Okay.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Okay. Oh god, how do I do this? Nope, that's the, oh damn it. How do I do this? God damn it. No, it's, crap, it's, no, that's wrong, it's, ah! Oh! God damn it! I knew there was something I'd completely forgotten about. Oh, shit! Ah! That's annoying. That's very, very annoying. Yes, we need to go back there. Oh, crap. Damn it! God damn it, I knew there was something I was missing. Had a feeling. Woodman's Lee. There was those boots! Ah! The footprints! Ah, god damn it. Back in my mind, I knew there was something I'd forgotten to do. And that's what it was. Ah, of course. Oh, can we not... Oh, here we are. I was going to say. They don't
These
fit.
boots don't match the footprints.
Nope. Wasn't him?
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Very critical piece of evidence, that is. Now we're to Scotland Yard. Question him. You know something I missed? Get around there. Oh, is this? Nope, staff room. It's not the right one. Oh, actually, can we actually look at them all? Would that even be no? Oh, maybe. Just, you never know.
Locked.
Oh, it's supposed to Lestrade, right? That well. Nothing there, is there? John? Quickly? Huh? Cap? Have buttons? Alice. Gauze. Oh. Gold sleeves. Neck. What am I missing? something else. Just little details usually. Ah. Expensive fabric, okay.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Let's go... go engraving.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Okay, gardening's engraving. Let's go with father's jacket, I think.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Deductions. The
Does
notebook.
this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
What
But I
things?
will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
Okay. Now for this piece of evidence.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued.
Okay.
He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank
sorry.
you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Right. It's in tin box. Okay. Alright. Okay. Any of these not been attempted? Alright. Notebook. The breaking intents were made in order to recover the notebook that had been lying in a pool of victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. Experiment required. We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by force by fully piercing a body. Okay.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
God's sake. Oh dear. And on that exact note, we'll end it here. I'll see you next time. Oh, I can only imagine look at Watson's face once again. See you next time.